Hey guys, so welcome back to today's video, and in this video is going to be amazing. So I've got a great price prediction for a coin that if you're looking to invest in a coin which could potentially go like sky high in this next Bitcoin rally, then you've probably already been looking at Polkadot, and that is exactly what we're looking at today. However, before we go into that price prediction and just how far up I believe Polkadot is going to be going over the next year, let's look at some of the things that I don't really quite like about Polkadot right now. So right here we have the main website, and this is what Polkadot is really all about. This is their main statement that they have right here on the site, which is Polkadot development is on track to deliver the most robust platform for security, scalability, and innovation. Security, scalability, and innovation. Well, isn't that about what every single blockchain product has been trying to do ever since Bitcoin first came out? Bitcoin was innovative with the blockchain technology. It was also very, very secure. That's the whole inherent thing with using blockchain over some normal database. And of course, scalability is the real buzzword. Scalability is the issue with Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the other blockchains which have problems with the transactions per second and all of that stuff. So the real question is, do Polkadot actually solve any of these problems whatsoever, or are these just a bunch of marketing platitudes? Do you even know what a platitude is? Platitudes, just as it says right here, are flat, dull, or trite remarks, especially ones uttered as if they were fresh or profound. Like Polkadot creating a robust platform for security, scalability, and of course, innovation. Other platitudes commonly found in marketing are things like this, which is very or highly professional, over 2 decades of doing XYZ, been around for X number of years, trustworthy, reliable, highest quality, top rated XYZ company, best in the industry, unparalleled services. You know what I'm saying, you've heard it all before, and so has everybody else. So as far as Polkadot goes, all of that nonsense BS which they have on their site, does it actually really have anything concrete, or is it just words? Well, what we know it does have is this guy here. This is Gavin Woods right here in the middle, Dr. Gavin Wood. And he is one of the co-founders of Ethereum. So he was one of the guys which actually wrote Solidity, or at least helped out writing Solidity, which is what you need to write all ERC20 tokens in right now. And he also went on to sort of found a lot of different things as well. So he had something called Parity, which was a platform for generating ICOs, which he totally screwed up. We'll have a look in that at just a moment. He's also apparently, he coined the term Web 3.0 back in 2014. And again, we'll check that in just a minute. Another thing Gavin did, so he did Parity, he did Web 3.0. He also serves as president of the Web3 Foundation. Okay, so on first glance, Dr. Gavin Wood looks amazing. One of the co-founders of Ethereum, looks fantastic, but once he stepped away from Ethereum, what has he actually achieved? So first up, let's take a quick look at Parity and how successful that went. So here is an article from back in November 2007, so way back in the boom of the ICO market. We have ICO funds among millions frozen in Parity wallets. So this was Dr. Gavin Woods. And it says here that after a developer stumbled upon a bug, accidentally deleting a code library for the Parity wallet and freezing more than $152 million worth of Ethereum, several startups and open source projects that recently launched initial ICOs. So this is their ICOs, and They were launched using the Parity wallets, and they accidentally, the guys from Parity accidentally lost $152 million of their ICO funds. That's investor money. And it goes on that the development has put considerable attention on UK-based Parity Technologies, the developer of the software, which also saw $30 million stolen back in July. However, there is some good news, because Dr. Gavin Wood did respond and say that our ability to build Polkadot as planned and to the original timetable has not been affected by losing half of that investor money that they raised, which raises the question, did they actually need to take all of that investor money in the first place? And coming right back here to the beginning, the robust platform for security built by somebody with a reputation of losing lots of investor money. This is the founder, one of the co-founders of Ethereum, and he's lost money during an ICO collecting Ethereum, and he somehow, lost it. Sorry guys, lost hundreds of millions in investor money, time and time again. And now he's created a platform with robust security, allegedly. Okay, so that's enough bashing of Dr. Gavin Wood and Polkadot. Now let's check out scalability. This is something which obviously a lot of different cryptocurrencies are really suffering with. And let's check out how Polkadot actually fares with that, and what they've done to overcome scalability issues. So Polkadot have created these things called parachains that run parallel to Polkadot, and these are things, as you see right here on this website, where you can stake your Polkadot and earn some rewards, which is another great point there of Polkadot. You can see here you got Kasuma, which I think was hosted by Parity, the guys behind Polkadot. You can see that's there, also hosted by Parity. And then we've got Centrifuge and a bunch of others, which are sort of other projects which have come on board with Parity and Polkadot and hosting their models on here. So these are all what we'd call like side chains or parallel chains running parallel to Polkadot on their blockchain. And all of those ones right there, what you can do is you can transfer funds and other sort of documents or digital stuff between those different blockchain applications. And that's okay. But, you know, if you have a look into something like Chainlink, which has created an oracle so that you can transfer data with Bitcoin and Ethereum and any sort of API out there with any sort of technology about, you know, different planes arriving in an airport and, you know, all kinds of different technologies, and you can use their oracle, plug it in with your API. And this is why companies like Swift for, you know, interbank transfers and all that stuff is using Chainlink, as well as I think the Chinese government are also looking at Chainlink. So Chainlink basically does what Polkadot are trying to do, but they just do it a lot better. Chainlink, by the way, is an ERC20 token running on Ethereum. So again, this isn't really so much of a knock at Polkadot. It's just to say that this isn't really innovation. You know, like innovation, you know, one of the main core things. This is just copycatting another project which has already done really well, just like they would copycat Ethereum with creating the distributed applications, and now trying to get into the same sort of thing that Chainlink is doing, but just not doing it as well. I don't really see Polkadot as doing anything innovative at all, to be quite honest with you. So I am, as you probably already know, I'm a trader, I'm a business owner, and also I am a developer as well. So we have lots of our own websites created around sort of trading and investing. And for me, I just don't really get it. I don't really see them doing anything that is that great, to be honest. Except for maybe the possibility of some free magic money. So as we were just looking at, this is their platform where you can go over to Polkadot here, and you can invest your Polkadot onto their platform. I don't really know exactly how it works too well, because obviously I don't actually own any Polkadot. This video as well, by the way, is not sponsored by Polkadot, as you might imagine. This is just my unique perspective as an investor, as a business owner and a developer. This is my perspective on Polkadot and the way that I see it, just to let you know and give you some more sort of information to make your own decisions on what you want to invest in. And yeah, so you can invest some funds on here. Apparently, according to some other YouTubers that I've watched their videos here on YouTube, and they've actually invested in this platform, they're making about 18% based on just 1 or 2 weeks worth of investing on that platform, about 18% per annum. Okay, not per week, but if they were to hold it and get the same returns for the entire year, it'd be about 18%. And just like with anything, there is an issue with inflation. So whether it's, normal money like pounds and dollars and all the rest of it, when you're creating new currency into a system, unless there is like new value being added, to new reasons to actually hold it, then it's just going to lose value. Just like what happened just last month. So this was on the 20-something of August. What you're looking at right now is the chart for Polkadot. And you can see that way back here, it was up almost $400. In fact, I believe on this day right here, we can see at the top there, the high was 400. So it actually did peaked out there at $400. And then a few days later, what they've done is a redenomination, of the currency. They basically invented 100 times as much currency. It actually started off that day at a high of $4. So I suppose that's where they valued it initially on the exchanges. And then it just gradually went down. And it was really this redenomination which really got it right up there into the masses of the hype on YouTube and all the blogs, etc., because that meant that all the initial investors suddenly made 2,000% profits. And of course, Dr. Gavin Woods and all his buddies there at Parity obviously also instantly made 2,000% gains on their money because they just invented 100 times more just out of thin air because they can just code it in and do it. It's no different from the US government deciding to inflate their currency supply. Obviously, this is why Bitcoin was invented in the first place. You can't actually do that with Bitcoin. The worry that you can actually do that with Polkadot and what they might do in the future, considering they've lost all their investor money and, already done this redenomination to just create funds out of thin air, it's a little bit worrying. Also, one more point before I do forget, what about the claim right here? I do really love this one. This is that he coined the term Web 3.0 back in 2014. And, as a web developer, I well know that, let's just show you here. So Web 2.0, this originally came out in 2004. And I think it was probably around that time that I actually started getting into web development, but I didn't go to university to actually do a web development degree until 2010. And in 2010, when I was doing that web development degree, we were already doing stuff on Web 3.0. So Web 3.0 in 2010 was already actually a thing being talked about. However, I don't know how that was possible because that term wasn't actually coined until Dr. Gavin Wood coined the term 4 years later in 2014. Obviously, again, just more complete BS for the website. It is total trash. And that goes exactly the same with this here, where he is the president of the Web3 Foundation. So for all you non-web developers out there, you probably do not know what the W3C is. The W3C is the foundation in place. It's in charge of things like the HTTP protocol and all of the web standards. So as web developers, you have to validate all of your code to make sure it's in line with everything from the W3C. So you'd come down here to something like Validator and head over, stick in your website address. So I put in like Mutu Ninja there, and you can just check that with the W3C to make sure that all of your markup meets their validation. So the W3C is really the sort of head of the web. And you can see right here, I've actually got a few errors according to their validation. They're a little bit over the top with their validation. The site still works. And if you actually go back here and you have a look on their website, so it says here web payments, this is on the W3C, the actual real W3C. You'll see on here somewhere, I did read it earlier, I can't be bothered to find it right now, but they're already talking about Bitcoin and digital cryptocurrencies and all of that stuff. So they have that in place. However, Dr. Gavin Wood did create this. This is the W3 Foundation, thrown in to cause some confusion, no doubt. And yeah, so W3 Foundation or the actual real W3C, I think it's just all a bit of a mess. And because of that, really, from a sort of fundamental perspective, I'd have to say there's not really a lot of trust there for somebody like myself to be sort of looking at that as a long-term investment or something that I could really get behind long-term, because obviously he's lost a lot of investor money, and as an investor, I don't want him to lose my money too. So he's putting money on his platform isn't really something that's really I'm going to be interested in at all. And then we've got all the complete nonsense BS which is on there, things like he's coined this term and done this and done that, and frankly it's completely meaningless. But as a trader, is it actually worth investing into trade? Because I mean, if you go over here and have a look at the coin market cap page here, you can see that it's actually ranked number 7 right now. So it's right up there on coin market cap. And of course, that's got to be pretty easy to do if you just redenominate your coin and like 100x it and inflate the circulating supply, because market cap is just circulating supply times the actual price. So it's very, very easy to push yourself up the ranks if that's what you want to do. But also notice on this page that there is no maximum supply. So this isn't like Bitcoin where there's a maximum supply. They can just basically inflate this as much as they want. And as it says right down here at the bottom here, it says that the governance, so communities on Polkadot can customize their blockchain's governance to their needs. Blockchain governance models can be upgraded as conditions change over time. The Polkadot enables forkless upgrades, allowing blockchains to evolve and adapt to new technology becomes available. So basically saying that everything can sort of change. There's nothing hardcore set in stone like with ERC20 tokens. So as an investor, you're kind of investing into something which is open to change at any moment without you knowing. And, you know, that does make me a little bit nervous and a bit uncomfortable. But not as an investor, but more of a trader, how is it actually stacking up? So if we have a look at this right now, we can see that before all the FOMO set in, it was around sort of $165 there, and then it went all the way up to $400 before crashing down when they done the redenomination thing. So back before all of this major FOMO back here, the actual price was actually around $165. And as they 100x'd the amount of coins in circulation, if you did that with any other currency, whether it's US dollars, British pounds, whatever the currency is, if you 100x the supply, you would expect the valuation, the value of the currency, to decrease by the same amount. So if you're talking the average was around about 165, that means $1.65 would actually be fair market value. So probably if you're looking to buy some Polkadot, maybe if you can get it under $2 or sort of between $1.50 to $2, that would probably be a pretty good price to get in at. And finally, my prediction. So I would predict that given the entire market and the fact that we're in this Bitcoin bull run over the next year or so, that by the end of 2021, I would suspect that Polkadot could be hitting up around the sort of $67 marks, maybe 67, 65 would be 4,000% increase, and I would imagine about 4,000% is what you would see for Polkadot, given similar type of altcoins over previous years when Bitcoin has had its bull run. So I think about 4,000% is good, and if you were to invest now, that would be a great return when compared with the traditional stock market or what you would get if you just put money in the bank. Obviously, it's going to be a great option. However, is it as good as some other coins that are actually on the market right now? Will they outperform that? I think so. I don't think Polkadot is necessarily the best long-term investment. However, if you're just going to trade it, as you know, I generally just trade every single day, then if you're trading, then sure, why not? You could trade it just like any other altcoin out there. But as a long-term investment, no, I don't really rate it. Anyway, that is my personal opinion. Do let me know in the comments below what you think of Polkadot, and possibly I've missed something really big, because I'm not a massive fan of Polkadot, purely because from what I can see, it just, as I've explained here in this video, it's not really of interest to me. But if you feel that I have missed something, please do let me know in the comments down below. And while you are there in those comments down below, don't forget to add in your Ethereum wallet address, because on Friday's video, I'm going to be giving away $50 in Ethereum. So as long as you're a subscriber here on the YouTube channel and that you've clicked that little notification bell icon there so that you're informed every single time we upload a video, then I shall be picking a comment from the comments down below there on Friday and giving away $50 of Ethereum live on that video. So that's it for today's video, and I shall see you all again in the next video.